Hi, I'm Tarun. I lead engineering at SquadStack. I'm super excited to announce that our AI agents that we have been tinkering with for past 18 months have finally passed Turing test, and the news is out. I think, as someone famous said, that the whole is greater than the part, sum of its parts. So it's not. I cannot pinpoint that. Hey, this is what made it like feel human. I think there was multiple components that we had to solve. We had to solve latency. We had to make it as human-like as possible. We had to find right measures of latency because, truth be told, there's a lot of noise that is going around in AI world. That what to measure. Some people measure time to first byte. Some people measure time to first token. Some people just some time to first token and measure latency. But we feel all of those are, I think, flawed metrics. What really matters is when user stopped speaking to when bot started speaking, what does the latency feels like, and that's what we measure. I think we iterated over it over time. So latency was one of the first thing that we had to solve. Then naturalness. I think a lot of these TTS models, STT models are naturally trained against English data, US, Western countries based data, which doesn't naturally by definition work in India because India is very, and for example, let's say English. English is not a very phonetic language. I jokingly always say that BUT is but PUT is put, right? So while changing just one letter, the whole pronunciation changes, right? So English is not a phonetic language, so I cannot replicate something which works in speech synthesis, which works in US to be working in India. So making sure that they feel natural, they feel Indian, they feel made for Indians by the Indians, right? They don't feel imposed by Western models, etc., etc. So those are the things that we had to solve: naturalness, and also there's a lot of background chatter and things like that in Indian context. Everyone is just busy, everyone is rushing here and there. There's a lot of background noise always. India is, as I think, as most people say, India is a very noisy country, right? There's always, when you are on the road, there's honking going around. When you are at home, there are children crying in the background. When you're in the park, there are people playing in that park and shouting, etc., etc. So you have to handle all those nuances to make sure that your AI model works as humans do, right? I'm not saying that we are better than humans. My philosophy in engineering always has been that how can we make our AI agent make as human would do. For example, let's say there's a child crying in the background, right? What would a human do? Human caller do? Human caller would say, sir, there's a lot of background noise coming from the place you're speaking. Can you move to a quieter place, please, right? I don't think a lot of voice AI agents at this point do that, but we do that, right? So that's what makes it natural. We had to break the latency. We are still continuing to work on naturalness part. You asked about the hardest. I think I am solving the hardest part right now, because if I am not, then I would have said that, hey, what's the need for me? मतलब engineering करने की क्या जरूरत है जब hardest solve ही हो चुका है? But no, hardest we are solving right now. I think what do I see in future is I see voice AI as the UX of everything in the future, right? So how do I hire or recruit people also is when I say that, for example, my parents, they don't search on Google by typing, they search on Google by speaking, right? They send voice notes more than text. Why? Because in India, voice is natural UX mechanism versus text, right? Which might be reverse for other countries, but it does holds true in India, right? So I see voice applying everywhere. I see a future where you can talk to your fridge, you can talk to your microwave, you can talk to your all the things where software is. You can talk to them, communicate in voice medium, because NLU or processing is now cheap. It's not cheap, but it's readily accessible, so to say. So that's what I see, that everywhere I think voice AI will I think developers के लिए तो आज भी Whisper Flow जैसे tool है जहाँ पर you can just say and code हो जाता है वहाँ पे, right? So I see that happening across the world. Every app will have voice AI integrated. Everything will be voice AI driven. So that's what I see. That's why I see future, and that's what keeps me excited and grounded about what I am working on. I think that this can potentially change how the world looks. It is an iPhone movement, so to say. in communication word. iPhone changed the mobile phone things, but voice AI, if implemented well, can change the whole communication game. How you communicate with softwares, with hardwares, not with humans, or with humans also, like in contact center. One of the things I mentioned that natural speech synthesis, one of the things that I'm very proud of. Background noise handling, we are very proud of. People rave about latency a lot, but I think latency was still the easier part to solve in this whole voice AI ecosystem. The more bigger parts to solve are these things. How do you make it natural, right? I think those are the toughest part, and those are the parts that we continue to invest heavily on. Right? I think we spend like 10% time on latency, and I think 80% times on making it natural. So I think that's what will keep on happening and will keep on solving. There's a lot of frontier that I think I'll not like to reveal the whole roadmap, but a lot of things, that exciting things that we are working on, that can, for example, one of the things that we are working on, which is in future, I can share that you're talking to someone on the phone, you get a link on the WhatsApp. The phone agent is aware that this is the link that they had sent on the WhatsApp. For example, let's say you are buying something, you are buying a sofa out from Flipkart, you get a call from Flipkart, sir, you are buying a sofa, right? I have 4 options, shall I send you WhatsApp? You get a link on WhatsApp, you have 4 options, you click on black sofa link. The voice agent is aware that you clicked on the black sofa link. The voice agent automatically says, sir, you have made a great choice, black sofa is perfectly fine, this is the code, you are getting extra discount. So my point is that all the modalities, all the channels that we are working on, everything should talk to each other, and that is possible in this voice AI world, which is not possible with humans because humans have limited memory, limited context, etc, etc. But with technology, everything is now program, software. So I think latency, I'll say, will become sort of table stakes. It's still not a table stake right now, and I think I would like to believe that how do you measure latency, what's the true latency numbers looks like, should be more formalized. Like there's like, how do you measure API times, right? How do you measure whether some service is healthy or not? That's table stakes now in software, but AI is new, so technically those things will change. Non-technically, I think what I mentioned, that omni-channel conversations will become a new norm. A lot of new mediums where you could not think voice to play a role will start playing a role, like software engineering, like designing, architecting. You can just say something out, and your thing, your cursor, your Figma will automatically do that job for you. And there's a fundamental technical reason behind it also, right? We call it word typing minute. The word typing minute of a human is capped at about, I don't know the exact number, but let's just say it is capped at X. But while speaking, there is no such limit, right? You can speak a lot faster, you can speak a lot slower, but word typing limit is capped. It is a human thing that you can only type this much. So I think with that, a lot of things will open up, and some of the things that we are working on. So I'm hoping that, like this Turing test video, I'll come back to you again in 3 months and say, hey, we have cracked this also.